Anyways, hello everybody. Welcome to the Swing Show, the only show where Grey Jedi can work in canon. So, first things
I already know where
first.
this is going.
First things first. I just did that to screw with you. I remember that's not the topic today.
Why do you hate me?
That's not the
Why do you
topic
hate me?
today.
What did I do?
Okay, couple things that I need to get off my chest. First off, I made a horrible mistake, and I am so sorry for anybody who suffered through last week's episode. At some point during the video, I had turned my gain dial on my mic all the way up to the point to where it was just absolute ear destruction for almost the entire episode, until like literally I can see when I did it, and then when I fixed it, there was only less than 5 minutes left of the stream. So it was like that the entire time. So
Nice.
I'm hoping that it's not like that again. And if anyone experiences any sort of ear destruction, let me know in the comments and we'll get it fixed.
He'll pay for your ear replacement surgery.
I will, or I'll do the ear surgery for you for free.
That is a crime we talked about in the last episode.
It's good. Yep, that's what it was. It was an episode callback. We don't condone crimes. Anyways, how are you guys doing?
Unless they're valid.
I'm good.
Uh,
I came up with a
I'm
rich,
I'm suffering.
scheme last night.
Really?
Yeah.
What's
Oh.
that?
Wait, what?
Basically, it's go up to people and tell them you're worth way more than you are and convince them to pay you that much for a minimal service.
Oh, that's called sales,
That's
bro.
the sum up.
That's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
sales.
That's sales.
Didn't
I
you
was
used
like,
to do that?
oh,
Didn't
hey.
you do that for a living?
I'm
For a little
still
bit?
doing it. I'm
Oh.
still doing sales. I sold cars and cell phones and firearms at one point.
But now you're
I
selling
do
your
have a
body
phone.
for money.
Yeah, now I'm prostituting myself. No, I do still have my firearms license. So in the state of Utah, I can own a fully automatic firearm. So that's cool. I don't have one, but that'd be cool.
What up, baby turtle? Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it.
What a baby turd.
Dude,
Sorry, that was
I
rude.
need to change that follow effect because it is so unbelievably loud.
I didn't hear it.
Every time it happens, it scares the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Like, literally every time. Anyways.
So I have done a lot of sales, but now I'm switching more to the marketing. So I'm learning how to do marketing, but I have to sell it to make it so people let me do it so I can get the experience.
So now you're learning how to be the salesperson boss. The salesperson's boss.
Well, except I'm the only salesperson. I have a photographer and videographer, and then 2 video editors, and that's it. That's my whole staff is like 3 people.
Hey, that's better than nothing.
That's true. That is better
Just
than nothing,
saying.
but it's still rough, especially when you don't have a sales team.
Speaking of which, today's episode is sponsored by Infinitus Digital Marketing. And if you
You're
need
welcome.
anything, head over to this guy right here. He'll get you set up, and he will not sell his body to you, but his
Just so you
great
know,
skills.
on my screen, you pointed at me. You weren't
Yeah.
pointing at me, right?
Well, on my
Uh,
screen, I pointed to the right
might-
person, and
Look,
that's all that
hold on,
matters.
hold on, let's back up
All
for a
that
second.
matters.
I might sell my body to you. It depends on how much you're paying.
That's fair.
That's. Anyway, guys, I'm doing all right. I got my wisdom teeth pulled, and I've been in pain for almost a week.
Oh yeah,
Do
well,
you feel more or less wise?
I've lost 4 points of IQ.
Dang,
one
that's
wisdom
like your
teeth.
last 4.
One wisdom teeth is equivalent to 1 IQ point.
1
Mhm.
wisdom.
So what if you
One
just
wisdom.
get rid of all of your teeth?
I don't know. Ask Kendra.
All right, we're name dropping people. I'm gonna cut that later.
You probably would. No, it's just because that's why they call them your wisdom teeth. That's where all your knowledge come from. So if you get
makes
your wisdom
sense.
teeth pulled, you lose 4 points of knowledge.
That explains my decision-making processes after the age of 16.
You know, can
That's kind of a
I
wisdom
can I
teeth.
express that I feel like my wisdom teeth taking process was so much more smooth compared to everybody else.
Mine was actually really bad. I skipped the antibiotic one
Okay.
day because my face was like back to normal, and then one side puffed up, and it was just in time for the first day of school.
Hmm.
It was
Okay,
rough.
to be fair, I had my teeth cleaned, my cavities
Pearly
taken
whites.
out and filled, and my wisdom teeth pulled all within an hour and 45 minutes.
I know something else we
So
can
that's
fill of
pretty
yours.
pretty fucking smooth. The total operation of my wisdom teeth took 45 minutes, if that. So
See,
it wasn't bad.
Oh, that is kind of
so like, I get really scared going under. That was the first time I ever really had to do that in my life. So going in, I was pretty nervous. Like I wasn't freaking out, but they could see it on my face, right? And so I was sitting there and I was just trying to breathe and I kept my eyes closed the whole time. And then all of a sudden I woke up and I was home. My face wasn't swollen. I don't remember coming out of it. I don't remember getting in the car. I don't remember the drive home. I don't remember anything. All I remember is I closed my eyes, opened my eyes, and it was done. I was home, and I'm pretty sure it was like the next day. It was crazy. But they gave me this squeezer thing, and I had to squeeze out the holes anytime I ate.
Yeah, you had to flush them out.
And my face was never swollen, and it didn't really hurt. Like I didn't hurt at all.
They didn't. Okay,
after that.
one, I didn't go under. I
They
was
laughing
awake during
gas
the
you?
entire. No, I wasn't on anything. I was awake the entire time. They just numbed my jaw and my face, and they never gave me anything to use fillers for. I just had to. For the past 4 or 5 days, I only ate through on a spoon. So like, yogurt, applesauce.
Mashed potatoes.
Thank you. That my brain's going dead.
I got you. It's a
But
withdrawal sign.
they had yeah, no, seriously, yeah, they had to cut open this tooth. I would be perfectly fine right now if they didn't have to cut this tooth. The only reason my jaw swelled up was because they had to cut this gum open and then get the tooth out from the gum and then cut the tooth into
Yeah.
4 different directions. All my other wisdom's teeth, it was easy. This one took the longest. But no, sadly, I wanted to be on laughing gas, but they didn't give me anything. I was awake for the whole thing.
So
I was even asking questions while he was doing it.
I do have a wisdom teeth story of mine. If you would like to hear it
I wanna
about
hear it.
coming out or going under.
You came
Um,
out?
Yeah, no. When they put the gas in me, I was just like, I'm gay. No, not really. You know, Pride Month and all. No. So I kept hearing people were yelling at me to sit down, but I couldn't see anything, and so I kept trying to say I'm fine. But in retrospect, I realized I couldn't say because my mouth was full of gauze,
Mm.
and I was like, and then I can suddenly see again when they're wheeling me out to the car in a wheelchair, and I'm sitting there like, because I'm just zooted. I get in the car, and my mom's driving. I'm in the back seat next to my older sister, who's like 5, 6 years older than me. And I look at her and I go, you know, your butt cheeks look really firm. And I reached over and grabbed a handful on my sibling, because high me has no boundaries.
Sober you has no boundaries. What are you talking
That's
about?
true. That
You
is
grab
facts.
you grab my
It's so
dick
much worse.
underneath the table all the time.
You asked me to. You gave me $20.
I looked at you funny,
let him
and that's
grab
just
your
what you
dick?
thought I wanted.
You let him grab it? I have to use my feet. What the fuck, man?
Anyway, we continue driving down, and I don't remember what happened. I just remember I started yelling at my wonderful mother, who did not deserve this. I kept yelling, "Go fuck yourself," on repeat. And then they're like, "Let's go inside. You can watch a movie." And I was like, "I want to watch porn. Let's go watch Magic Mike." And
Let's go
they're
watch
like-
Magic Mike.
My mother has a video of this somewhere.
I would love for her to send it so we can
Oh
post
my
it.
god, please. Please.
Nah. Anyway, that's my story. Is I swore a lot, I yelled at people, and I grabbed a fistful of my sister's ass.
You know, my mom said that like if a doctor ever thought that you lost consciousness, they ask you certain questions, kind of like what day is it, what year is it, who's the president,
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't think the president even knows he's president.
And that's fair.
I don't think he knows if he's wearing underwear or not.
Yeah.
See the video of him shitting?
I did see that.
Just
Let's
on
not talk
stage,
about that right
just
now.
pooping himself.
So pretty
Right.
much, I guess when I was coming out of it, the only thing that I did is I started doing that test on myself. And I started being like, okay, today's Tuesday, April 15th. the president.
You would be the one to do that
Yeah.
to yourself.
Who was?
The thing is, he got all of the answers wrong.
Yeah, I did. So the president's
president
George
is-
Washington. It's
I was gonna say
2085.
George Clooney.
George Clooney, yeah. No, but
George
my
Clooney's
mom,
president.
my mom said I actually got all the answers right. The
nice.
doctors
It
were
would've been-
impressed. So
It would have been Papa Trump at the time, wouldn't it have been?
yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Trump. Yeah,
Was it in high school, or when did you get him out?
it was high school. So yeah, it would
so
have been Trump.
most likely Trump then.
Yeah, it would have been Trump.
Sweet.
Anyways, should we get into this? You guys
Get
ready for
into
this
me, Daddy.
conversation? Okay,
Wait, what?
so today we're going to be talking about the Acolyte. Spoilers ahead for anybody listening and or watching.
All zero. Views.
So pretty much, I want to talk about the first 2 episodes in its entirety. I'm going to give kind of like a little review. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a sum up of the 2 episodes because you haven't watched it, and I doubt you're going to, and that's okay. But then we're going to talk about the infamous 3rd episode that everybody's been talking about. So to give a little context on the 3rd episode before, yeah,
Didn't the 3rd episode just come out?
No,
like 2
it's
days
not
ago,
out
or
yet.
It's not out yet.
it's
It's
coming
not
out.
The
even
third
out yet?
episode was when Anakin became Darth Vader.
That's what I wish I was talking about, but sadly not.
Haha, beans.
No, the 3rd
Tell me.
episode is going to come out tomorrow evening.
And it's already getting flack.
You don't even understand.
Then educate me.
You thought you got angry about the Great Jedi discussion.
Who,
I'm
me?
going to, yeah, you, Hiram.
I get livid about Grey Jedi discussion.
Oh, this is gonna be a whole new
Ooh,
thing.
Gray
for you.
Jedis can be in Star Wars.
Nope, no, we're not. No.
They
No,
can.
stop. That's
I
not what
would
we're.
love them to be.
Okay, stop. Listen. Trust me. What I'm about to tell you about episode 3 is gonna overthrow the Grey Jedi debate.
I
Okay?
am getting ready to be angry. I'm prepping.
Good.
I'm sitting up. I'm readying my firearms.
But
I'm
anyways,
good to go.
before we get there, because I'm not going to talk about it in detail yet, all I will say about the 3rd episode, first off, is that when the reviews came out for the first 4 episodes, so reviewers got the first 4 episodes of the show to put down their professional opinions about it, right? Almost 100% of the reviews said the 3rd episode will be taken horribly. They were literally saying that the 3rd episode was going to ruin the show for everyone. And I know why now. Anyways, so first off, I watched the first 2 episodes, and I will say there are some good things and there's some bad things. Speaking purely on the first 2 episodes, I'm not going to judge 3 until I watch it, but I have thoughts about that. Anyways, so basically it's a murder mystery. I use mystery lightly because you know who killed the Jedi, like first episode, but you don't know the full details as to why. So basically it's about a group of Jedi that went on a mission like 16 years prior to when the show takes place. Something bad happened, bunch of people died, and it was the Jedi's fault. Okay, so these 2 twins were somehow involved in this incident. And one of the twins, both of the twins don't even know that their other twin is alive. Keep that in mind.
They got separated.
They got separated.
and at a young age.
Yeah, and so one of the twins went with the Jedi after that incident, got trained as a Jedi. Something happened, we don't know what happened, and she got kicked out of the order. Okay. Then the other twin, she was trained by a dark side user of some kind. It's a mystery, we don't know who it is yet or what that is. And she went on a tirade to go kill these Jedi who destroyed her home, which is the bad thing that happened 16 years prior, right? So that's basically the premise. That I've just summed up the first 2 episodes vaguely, okay? The good things about the show is that I do think it's unique. I like some of the story elements. Some.
Are the effects good?
They're... Let me compare it.
Oh, that
No,
means
no, that's not true. Let me compare it to Obi-Wan. Compared to
Okay.
Obi-Wan, I think they're really good. Okay?
Obi-Wan
Okay.
wasn't bad though.
The
No.
effects were
Was
pretty
it?
cheesy, I thought.
Some of the effects weren't the best, but
Yeah.
most overall it wasn't horrible.
I think the
Okay.
lightsabers are absurdly thick for some reason. I don't know why that's the deal, but like the
I-
As you get older,
lightsaber,
your lightsaber just gets girthy.
I
It just
guess.
Honestly, I wasn't a big fan of the Obi-Wan series, and I was very sad. At
Truthfully,
how it turned out.
I wasn't really either. I think it should have been a movie. But anyways, we'll get into extra Star Wars stuff after I get the Acolyte stuff out of the way. Because this is going to lead into Star Wars as a whole right now. So, okay, so pretty much the other thing I like the visuals. Okay, I like the Jedi. A lot of people think that the High Republic Jedi robes are kind of controversial. A lot of people don't really like them. I personally really like them, but that's because I'm a fan of the Old Republic era. And I like that they're kind of like, they have kind of like gauntlets on underneath the robe. I think that's really cool. I like the whole gold motif because that's representative of the High Republic. And anyways, I think that's really good. My most favorite character in the show so far, and I don't think it'll change, is Soul, Jedi Master Soul. And he's played by the guy from Squid
He's
Games.
the Squid Game guy.
Yeah. He's up there amongst my most favorite Jedi of all time now.
Oh wow!
So, hey, thank you. We're all having a good day. So, and then the other thing that I do like some of the things about the Jedi. I like how they interact with each other. They have good dynamic. This Jedi team. It's Jedi Master Saul, his Padawan, and one other Jedi guy. I forget his name. Anyways, I think the dynamic's good. Now, let's get on to some of the bad things. I'm going to start small, and I'm going to start growing really big. So the small is, I think the pacing is god-awful. The pacing is just so bad.
That's just the most recent Star Wars trend is bad pacing.
There's been some decent pacing. I think out of all of the issues, pacing is the least of the Star Wars problems today. But in this show specifically, the first 2 episodes, the pacing was really jarring.
Beans.
It literally just starts you off. Okay, I guess I'm gonna jump.
Is
ahead.
it like Oppenheimer jarring?
I thought the pacing of Oppenheimer was pretty good.
It jumped around a lot.
It was
Well,
it wasn't the pacing, it was the jumping that really
jumps.
fucked with my head.
It did,
jumped
it-
so many times.
it
Well, it's
confused
based
me a
off
lot,
of
too.
a biography that
We-
was written.
yes.
And that's how biographies are written, where it's like this happened and this happened and this
Yes,
happened. They have to do with this.
we understand that, but just
Oppenheimer gets a pass.
it was basically like Christopher Nolan would do the jumps from thing to thing with like a clip of something else, and that kind of made it confusing. Like where he'd cut to like the nuclear bomb inner workings. You know, it's just artistic. Anyways, we're not talking about Oppenheimer. We're talking about Star Wars.
We
Anyways,
should talk about Oppenheimer though, for a different one.
we'll do a movie episode. How about that?
That'd be fun.
So basically, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. This made me upset. This is the first thing that really made me upset. This is so fucking stupid. Okay, so Osha... Is it Osha or is it May? Oh, shit. I don't remember. I think it's May. I think May's...
May? Oh, shit.
I think May is the bad one. So anyways, May is one of the twins. Literally, this is how the episode starts. It literally starts with May in her little cloak and her mask walking into a bar. Immediately, I'm talking this is right after the opening scroll, and it just goes right into this. Walks in, walks up to a Jedi, and she whips out her knife, and she goes, "Fight me with all of your might." Like, in the middle of a fucking bar while this Jedi's just sitting there eating her food with her friends. And the Jedi's like, who the fuck are you? And she's like, oh yeah, whatever, get out of my face. The Jedi. And May just fucking grabs this dude and throws him into a fucking bar. And then, of course, the Jedi is like, what the fuck? You're just fighting these people. And a random fight just breaks out. Totally random, okay? This Jedi gets killed by a knife that big, right in the heart. Person who doesn't know shit about being a Jedi Master, okay? And it was just all immediate, and it ended in like 3 minutes.
So let me get this straight. Kylo can get stabbed by a sword,
Yeah.
a lightsaber, and
Yeah.
live.
That's a part of the discussion.
And
Yeah.
Ahsoka,
Ahsoka, yeah.
who gets stabbed by a lightsaber and lives?
Multiple
Sabine Wren.
Ian gets
Oh,
stabbed
Sabine
by
does,
it.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
gets stabbed and lives. Yeah, a fucking knife.
Yeah, yeah,
That doesn't. Why didn't the Grandmaster Jedi pull out her knife
yeah, yeah.
or her
lightsaber,
knife?
like,
Her
Oh, she
lightsaber.
did. Oh, she did. That's
Or,
the funny
like,
part.
Force
She
choke,
she
or
had the
use
lightsaber.
Force,
Yeah.
or do anything Jedi are known
Did
to
she
do.
use it?
Oh, she did to cut down her little blades, but she took it out last minute, which is fine because that's kind of how Jedis are. But like, I don't know. Anyways.
That's not even the worst part, is it?
No.
Oh boy.
That's
Okay.
pretty bad, though. That's pretty bad.
So, and here's another funny thing. So this has
Star Wars
actually
loves
become
continuity.
a meme, and a lot of people have been talking about this. There's a part right after this scene where it cuts to the other twin, Osha, and she's a mechanic on a ship, right? She's on the outside of the ship.
It feels intentional. Naming character Osha.
Yeah.
She's a mechanic.
Yeah, that's probably
that's
why.
funny.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
I could be getting the names mixed around also. So,
I really hope.
anyway,
that's actually the name
so
of the
something
character.
happened to the ship, and she's on a separatist ship. This is before the separatists were like the bad guys we knew.
Would that mean it's Trade Federation?
Trade Federation. Yeah,
Yeah,
it
they
was
were the
Trade
Trade
Federation.
Federation.
Yeah.
The Separatists weren't around until after the first.
So
movie.
first
Anyway,
off-
Star Wars nerd stuff.
So first off, they took away the Asian accents from those alien creatures at the beginning of the Phantom Menace.
That feels kind of racist, but okay.
I thought it was kind of weird. It's a small nitpick. I just been watching reviews on it, and people brought it up, and now that they brought it up,
Weird.
I can't unhear it, and it bothers me.
It's a weird thing.
Anyways, yeah. So the thing that people are talking about, and it's become a meme, is that something happens to the ship, something explodes, and there's a fire that forms on the outside of the ship. And the way so I understand both sides of the argument. So it's kind of an argument. So it's like, one, why the fuck is there a fire in the vacuum of space? That makes no sense. But then other people are like, okay, well, if there's oxygen spewing out and it's ignited, it will stay lit in space. And so
They've also been doing that since the original trilogy.
yeah,
so
they've been doing that since the
Yeah,
original
that's
trilogy
been
too.
around a long time.
But in defense of the people who pointed it out and hate it, the way it was filmed made it look like a fucking campfire, like a basic ass little fire, and it just didn't come off right. I think she filmed it wrong. If it was more like a spewing, almost like a jet engine kind of look,
yeah.
that would make more sense.
It
But-
didn't look dire.
It didn't look like it was just being projected out. It just looked like a stagnant, normal flame.
Okay.
Anyways, a small nitpick, but again, it's just one of those things. Once people pointed it out, I can't unsee it. And so, fast forward a little bit, okay? Soul is sent out to go get Osha. See, the thing is, though, at this moment in time, they think May is Osha because they don't know that the other twin is alive. So they're blaming Osha for the murder of the Jedi Master, but that it wasn't her. She didn't do it. Her sister did it. So she ends up getting arrested. Okay, these two Jedi come in, arrest her, put her on a fucking prisoner ship. Those two Jedi took a different fucking ship and put her on a prisoner ship, completely automated by droids, by the way. Not a single soul besides the prisoners and her are on that ship. Okay.
You killed a Jedi. You would have Jedi escorting you back
Yeah.
to see the council for murdering a
So-
Grandmaster Jedi.
But here's the good part. Then the prisoners form a jailbreak. They try to take over the ship. The ship that's completely manned by droids, they destroy the droids before they get out of the cell. So now they're all stuck in a cell with no one piloting the ship. And then the prisoners figure out a way out. They get out. Osha stands back to save this other prisoner that was like had like a parasite on his mouth to keep him sedated or whatever. And because she needs to save everybody, she takes the parasite off the dude's mouth. This crazy wacko guy wakes up, pushes her out of the way, and takes the last escape pod and leaves. Okay? The best part of this is that she didn't try to land the ship. No. She sat into the seat, strapped in, and just waited for herself to crash. Keep in mind, the controls to this said ship were totally intact, and she was a fucking mechanic. So
She might not be a pilot, but she has some sort of knowledge.
a good character moment in that moment, if I was writing it, would have been, she's a mechanic. Let her do some cool quick wire trick to get the controls back up.
She has to learn on the move. She has
Yeah.
to learn on the go.
Yeah. And so anyways, and
Did
then
she at least die like
No.
she deserved?
she didn't even she
God
wasn't even
damn it.
scratched. Not even a scratch. It literally shows the whole ship crashing, and it was so violent and horrible. And nothing. Not a scratch. Yeah. Anyways,
This is all the first episode, right?
this is a portion of the no, this is the first episode. No, this is the first episode still. Anyways, so I'm going to fast forward quite a bit. I'm not going to go beat for beat, but I'm trying to keep it in order. So then now we're just going to fast forward right to the second episode, okay? In the second episode, May is going to kill her next Jedi. The next Jedi is a dude. He looks 15, but he has makeup on to make him look 45. And I don't understand why, because the whole event where all these Jedi were was 16 years prior. Okay, so he wouldn't look too jarringly old. Okay,
Old.
but the actor himself is like, he looks like an 18-year-old. And they
He was a heavy
put
smoker.
they gave him a fake, no, it wasn't even like prosthetic makeup. It was just a beard and a receding hairline. That's it.
Did the same guy who did the Bible videos, did he do this? Was he in charge of makeup?
I don't know.
Oh
Probably.
my God.
Costuming?
Anyways, so he's in this temple, right? And he's taken this vow. I forget what it's called. Basically, if you're a Jedi and you've done some fucked up shit, something you need to find peace with or whatever, you do this vow. It's taken from some real culture. It's based off a real thing. Where basically,
Like repent for your sins, basically.
yeah, where basically they get consumed by the Force, and they just sit in this meditative state, and they're like floating off the ground, and they stay in this state until they've reconciled whatever problem they have, right? And so he's apparently been doing this for 10 years. 10 years he's been doing this, okay?
He's got a lot of demons.
May comes in, finds out where he is. Keep in mind, I have no fucking idea how the fuck she's finding these Jedi. And they don't even show her, like, trying to find information on them or anything.
She just appears.
She just shows up.
She pressed the fast travel button.
Yeah. So going back to the pacing issue, that's how it feels. It feels like all these people are just like, boop, 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 just popping up places. And it's like there's no explanation of it. But anyways, she goes in, right? This dude's sitting here floating, whatever, doing his thing. And she just walks up to him like he's fucking awake and starts going, fight me with all your might. It starts fucking talking to him when he's sitting there floating with his fucking eyes closed. He's clearly not awake. And he's just sitting there. She's just sitting there trying to have a conversation with him. And she's like, oh, you won't fight me, will you? And then starts to punch. And she's hitting a force field. force hyphen field, and nothing's happening. Okay, after the first punch, I get it. Okay, the first punch, you clearly don't know that there's a force field there, but then she goes for another punch, and then goes for another punch, and then she goes for a kick, and then she jumps off the wall and kicks again, and she keeps trying to fucking hit the force field, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, there's a fucking force field. Why are you still doing it? That went on for a solid like a minute and 30 seconds.
When it should only go on for 10 seconds.
After the one punch, like again, if I was writing it, it would be one punch, and then it would be like, oh, there's a force field.
And then to show that she is a Sith or a whatever. Is she a Sith or is she just hunting Jedi?
She's not yet, but she's working towards that.
To show her that she is trying to become a Sith, you could see that she's there, angry that she can't get through the field, and then starts pacing around like Maul.
That'd be cool.
That would have been cool.
Well, actually, I think I have this figured out. There is, in like Old Republic, there's references to it in Knights of the Old Republic in a conversation you have with Karth on Terrace, the very first scene, blah, blah, blah. There's a group of almost force wielders, not quite. They're called dumbasses. And I believe she is one of these.
Yeah. So pretty much through the course of the first 2 episodes, you start figuring out that she's doing this not only to get revenge on what happened to her and her family 16 years prior, but she's also trying to earn the title of Sith, what we assume to be Sith. We don't have that information yet. But basically, she goes back to this guy. She has a friend or an informant. Yeah.
Is this okay? How long ago is this before Phantom Menace?
100 years.
100 years. The Old Republic was when
like 1,000 years before.
Okay, so the two Sith lords is still inactive then. There can be no more than 2 Siths, right?
So
that's not around yet, I don't think.
In canon,
or is it after that?
In canon. So the rule of 2 is still in place at this time. But
okay.
that's assuming that's assuming
okay.
that Disney is respecting that part of the timeline, because we don't know that yet. We don't know that yet. And so in canon, the only Jedis or the only Sith that should be operating in this time is Plagueis and his master.
God, Darth Plagueis would be so fucking sick to see.
Oh. I'll get there when I talk about the 3rd episode.
No.
Anyways.
They made Plagueis gay.
Anyways, I'm not there yet. We're almost done. We'll get there. So
Sidious and Plagueis are gay lovers.
So basically, she has an informant. It's this guy. He's a scrawny looking dude, and he is, for some reason, he knows about the master, is all they call this mysterious person, and he's trying to help her go on her mission to kill these Jedi, right? So the mission, or the task that the master gave May, was that she needed to kill a Jedi without a lightsaber. And that is a Sith practice, because they do that. And you take their lightsaber and then you bleed it red, and that becomes your new lightsaber.
Right.
And so he makes her a poison to poison said Jedi that's been meditating this whole time. Okay? And I'm talking at just her perspective, because this is the only part that I didn't really like. The stuff going on with the Jedi, like Saul and Osha, I like, for the most part, I like that stuff on that side of things, because it's a good dynamic. I think Saul is a fucking awesome character. He's kind of like a Qui-Gon Jinn type, where he's kind of out of the box, but he's very kind and patient and loving, and anyways.
He's unorthodox compared to the other counselors,
but not as radical, not as radical as Qui-Gon was. He's still relatively reined in, but he's just like, he doesn't mind dwelling on the past a little bit, stuff like that. Anyways, so I like that stuff for the most part. So going back to her, she takes the poison to the floating Jedi. I swear to God, she just walked up to him and went, "I know what you did. Here, you want to drink this?" And he opens his eyes and fucking drinks it. He just fucking drinks it. Literally, he opens his eyes and he says, "I've been waiting for you. I'm so sorry for what I did." Glug. And just fucking kills himself. No, like, long-lasting conversation. No context as to why. Like, I get that she's setting up for, like, the Leslie Headland. Leslie Headland is clearly setting up for all of this stuff to be explained in a future episode. That's typically how mysteries are laid out. That's fine. I get the layout. But here's the thing. You don't just fucking go killing Jedi and expect us to care. There should have been one episode showing these Jedi in present day, so we get an idea who the fuck they are and why the fuck we care about them dying. And so then this Jedi just fucking kills himself. So
he said he's been waiting for her.
yeah.
So why did he just wake up the first time?
Yeah. And why did he drink the drink? Because he knows who she is. He knows why she's there.
I got it. He is also a member of the dumbass clan. It's
Yeah,
the only thing
I
that
think
makes
so.
sense. He's just one of them.
Okay.
So wait, was the force field down when he grabbed it and drank it, or did he reach through the force field?
No. It's when he woke up, the force field and went away. Assuming they don't explain it, but anyways, so that was my major nitpicks of the first 2 episodes.
Talk to me about the stuff that's gonna make me angry, please.
Okay, not quite. I will get there. I will get there. I promise. I just want to talk about everything leading up to this show. Okay, so when the Acolyte was first announced, I was very excited. Okay, the High Republic, despite it being a completely Disney-made creation, is a really cool era of Star Wars, and I think it's unique, and I like what they're doing with it for the most part. The books are pretty cool.
To be fair, the reason why it was so hyped at first, when they first announced it, before any information came out, was because people have been asking for a High Republic TV show, movie, spin-off type thing.
Yeah. And so I really, like, out of all the things they could have pulled from the High Republic, I hate that this is the route they went. So there's this enemy faction called the Nile in the comics, and they're basically like alien anarchists that just want chaos. Okay. And yeah, that's kind of one-faced. It's not super dynamic in terms of writing.
Every universe and galaxy, every universe and book and story kind of needs some type of antagonist like that.
Yeah, but the thing is that it's different. Okay, like we don't need to always just stick. It's a good different, not Disney's idea of what different is. And so I'm like, why not just bring in the Nile and make this how they fell? You know, like that would have just been cool. I don't fucking understand. But leading up to this, all Leslie Headland and all the actors and actresses could talk about was that it was ran by a woman, that it's gonna be really gay, and we're gonna take down the patriarchy, and all this shit. And for me personally, I don't give a fuck. It's so strong female characters. This is an argument that has been made countless times by a lot of people, and I stand by with it. Okay, there are a lot of strong female characters in the Star Wars universe and fiction that I fucking love. Okay, when it becomes where that's the only substance that you can offer to me is that it's a woman doing womanly empowering things, I'm sorry, I don't care. Because that's not what a good character is. A good character, regardless of what gender, is a character that goes through struggles, falls down, gets back up, fights for something that we can get behind. That's all that matters to me, is that it needs to be a good character. And Ryan and I have talked about this a few times on Creative Thinkers when we were doing that. Wonder Woman, so like the Wonder Woman movie, the first one, I actually really love that movie because it showed a lot of character, showed a lot of heart. It showed Wonder Woman fail, and get back up. She earned her shield. She earned her sword, right?
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just given to her. She did something that earned it. And
Right.
I think a lot of people in the industry, in the Hollywood industry today, think that if you're going to be a strong, like, empowered woman, it's just going to get given to this person because they're a woman, and that's it. It's
Also,
like,
think about the expectations that that's setting for young girls watching this
yeah,
as well. Where it's like, you should just be handed everything all the time.
yeah. And it's just like, they need to earn it. Give me a reason to care. So anyways, leading up to the show, that's all they could talk about. And that was the only thing. And every single time they opened their big fat mouth, I was like, this show is going to fail. Even if the show is good, because that's the only thing that you're putting on the table of what this show is about. Not because it's Star Wars, not because you care about the property, not because you're passionate about storytelling. Like, they didn't start putting those advertisements out. I don't know if you noticed, but leading up to the Acolyte premiere, then all of a sudden Disney started pumping out all these short 30-second clips of Leslie Headland and the actors being like, oh yeah, we're gonna start a new era of Star Wars. We care about the characters, blah, 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 blah. They never did that before, and the only reason why they pumped it out now is because they knew they fucked up, thinking that that's what was going to get them views, is by doing this whole taking on the patriarchy thing. And so even if the show was perfect, and let's say it was flawless in every way, that has left a precedent in everyone's mind that they need to be up in arms about this, that this is just going to be controversial, and it's just set up to fail. Okay? And even with me trying to not think of it that way, I truly went into this with a clear mind. I didn't think about all of the stupid shit that the actors and Leslie Headland had said, because I want to just judge it purely on Leslie Headland's ability to make a show.
Leslie Headland's the director, right?
Yeah, and writer. And so that's why I did want to start out saying the good things I liked about the first 2 episodes, because I'm not going to just sit here and say it was all complete shit. And I know I'm talking a lot. I promise you this is leading to the episode 3 discussion. I'm just setting up the stage. So basically, like, the first 2 episodes, I wanted to start with good things, because there was good things in there. She has a passion, and I can see that. And I think if she would have just took a slightly different route, this would have been a lot better. So anyways, before we move on, what is your guys' thoughts on what I just said? Because I've just been talking a lot, and I know I have.
Honestly, this show has a lot of potential. From what you've told me, I haven't watched a single second of this. I've only watched YouTube videos of people breaking it down. I know very little of it. I don't know a whole lot about it. But from what you have told me, if they had handled it differently, I think this might have been a
Specifically
very
the marketing.
good.
Like, if they would have handled the marketing different, I feel.
Not even the marketing. The marketing as well. The marketing, but just the storytelling in general. From what the things you have told me, it doesn't sound like they went from point A to point B, or like point A to point C without going to B. They didn't take
the pacing. Yeah.
The pacing is so outlandish, and they didn't throw in small details to hint, like when the force field is there. Oh, May, whatever her name is standing outside, and she gets more and more impatient because she can't wait. She's been waiting for years. Like, little things like that, it sounds like they didn't do. And that would have made the story or the show significantly more interesting if they just incorporated those small things.
Mm-hmm.
So
sorry, Ryan.
No, you're good. Because it sounds like it's a cool idea. I like the idea. I'm not gonna watch the show though. But
I might now, just to make myself angry. I might do it.
Let me talk about the 3rd episode first, then you can make a decision.
So I think a lot of what Disney has going on, because Disney's been doing flop after flop after flop recently. They've had some good stuff here and there, but it's been a vast majority of flops. Is their creative process has lost all soul. There is no soul left in Disney. Everything is a political agenda. Everything is about.
It's manufactured now.
Yeah, it's like it's all cookie cutter. It's like, oh, this is what we think an audience wants. I don't know if it's necessarily the Star Wars audience.
You can't manufacture art.
Exactly.
And regardless of what anybody thinks, films, TV shows are a form of art, and I believe that wholeheartedly. And if
100%.
you're going to make that, you need to have a passion and heart in it. What?
Just the comment made me laugh.
Yeah.
No soul.
Yeah.
Like
Well-
Calcestis.
Well,
Actually,
they're not gingers anymore. They're just black.
see, they replaced the gingers. Which they keep doing. It goes back to this old, because this bastardization of art is frankly evil. I'm not saying the subject matter is evil. I'm not saying feminism's evil. I'm saying you're turning art into a manufactured process. That is evil. And evil cannot create, it can only corrupt. So there's taking these beautiful stories that people love and making it shit. And I've talked to Taylor about this, but I'll just remake my statement. I have kind of given up on Disney. The only reason I watch it now is just because I like to be aware of what's going on. It's not because I actually enjoy any of the content.
Which I think is a real shame, because there are some good projects still.
Oh yeah,
but-
there's some.
but-
Like, I
and-
actually really liked Kenobi, and
Yeah.
what's the other Star Wars one they just did?
Andor?
Not Acolyte.
Andor?
Sorry,
Andor?
I don't. That might have been it. That's the prison one, right?
Yeah, Andor.
Yeah, I like Andor a lot.
I loved Andor.
They're doing a lot of good stuff, but there's just enough shit in the brownies where it tastes like shit. You know what I mean?
So here's where I'm at in terms of so this will be my last bit before I talk about episode 3. Is that whether you're gay, whether you're lesbian, whether you're a girl, whether you're a guy, whether you're trans, I don't care about any of that shit. I don't care.
Either way, you should get hit by a bus, just like all people should.
Like everybody, me included.
Yes, everyone get hit by a bus.
I genuinely don't care about any of that shit. If you want to introduce that into stories, whether or not it's Marvel or Star Wars, you need to do it in a way where it makes sense. It can't feel forced. You can't interject it just to interject it. If you're going to put that into the story needs to call for it. That needs to be something that's going to add to the story, not just be put in there just to show it off to everybody. And
I
that's
think the best example of that is Ahsoka, like from the Clone Wars movie from when we were little kids.
Mhm.
I think that's the best example of really well-placed, strong, independent woman feminism is
Mhm.
Ahsoka.
Yeah. And Ahsoka is a really good character. I love Ahsoka as a
Absolutely.
character.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, with all of that being said, I'm going to now talk about the 3rd episode. I was going to just show the video that I watched for this, but I don't know. Maybe I'll
Get
just
copyrighted.
No, it'd be under fair use.
You need to be monetized in order to get copyrighted.
Oh yeah, good point.
Well, that's not true. But it would be under fair use because it was another YouTuber talking about it, so we'd just react to it. But anyways, I can just talk about it just to stay safe.
Sum up.
So, episode 3 is going to be a flashback. And Hiram, I know you're going to get heated and you're going to want to jump the gun. You have to wait until I'm done talking, okay?
I'm just not going to say anything.
It's a flashback of the incident that I've been referring to 16 years in the past, where Osha and May's village, our home, gets burnt down and everybody dies except the twins. This is a village of witches, and not the witches that you see in Clone Wars,
Not the Night Sisters.
not the Night Sisters. This is a completely new faction of witches, okay? And they use the Force in a specific kind of way. Keep in mind, all of these witches are lesbians, and they are all fucking each other, and I guess they weren't really shy about letting everyone know about that.
Hot.
Anyways, their understanding of the Force is different than the rest of the galaxy. The Force is not just a thing that flows through all living beings in the galaxy. It is a thread that connects everybody. And you can manipulate that thread. You can pull it any way you want to and control people. It basically, the way it's described in the episode, it's like threads like to a puppet. And you can manipulate it and do whatever you want with it with no consequence. And basically, I guess something had happened where one of the lesbian mommy witches gets impregnated.
Hot at least?
I don't know. I haven't watched the episode yet.
That's fair.
One of them gets impregnated by the Force.
Hey, it binds us and penetrates us. What can I say?
That was a theory about Anakin and that was a theory about
That's not a
Anakin
new
for years.
idea.
So that's I'm not going to complain about that. That's okay.
Anyways,
Okay.
so then, pretty much, the Jedi come, and they figure out that the two twins are Force sensitive, and they come to take them. Something happens where they go to take a test. One of the twins, I believe it's Osha, suggests to May that they should fake the test. They should fail it so they don't get taken away. But May wants to become a Jedi, or Osha wants to become a Jedi. May wants them both to stay at their village. Then all of a sudden, May wants to kill Osha for some reason because she got accepted to go become a Jedi. And her response to that is to burn something, and it got out of control and burned down their village. And basically, women aren't accepted in the galaxy. So that's why they've banded together and made this witch cult that they're in. And basically the premise of the episode is Jedi are evil. Women aren't accepted in the galaxy. The Force is Yoda got the Force wrong, apparently, and every single Jedi for all of the 9 episodes of Star Wars have been using the Force incorrectly, and you can just manipulate and do whatever you want with the Force
Can I talk now?
with no consequence.
Please, for the love of
So
God,
how
can I
long?
talk?
Okay, hold on. Before, because I know I'm not going to be able to shut Hiram up once he
Yeah.
stops going. So just let me get
Oh,
my
yeah.
stuff out first, and then I'll let you fucking
Okay.
ring it out,
Alright.
buddy. How long have they been secluded from the rest of the galaxy? Because it really sounds like they've been secluded for thousands of years, and
No idea.
maybe that's how it was in the old times for thousands of years, and then throughout the ways in the old acts of lust that they have created, they probably did manipulate the Force because they were secluded from everybody else for centuries, and they just never came out.
I'm gay.
But isn't the whole point with the Force is that it runs through everybody, and it's a free form that not everybody can tap into, but everybody can feel, and it can't be manipulated?
Yup.
He's not going to come
Doing a
back.
bit. I don't think he's gonna. Was he wearing a belt?
I thought he was just going to scream, to be honest with you.
Me too.
My
I thought he was
issue-
gonna do a bit and like dive on the bed.
Like, I'm
Oh, I have
okay.
so many issues.
I'll just get my bit out first so he can hear you say yours. I'm okay with them doing unique shit. Okay, like for example, like Star Wars: The Force Unleashed. Like they introduced some Force powers that isn't necessarily canon, like where he can like explode and disintegrate people around him. Like, oh, he just went to go get
Needed
his.
a shot. Me
Yeah.
too, dude.
Oh,
I was right.
in one shot of vodka. Glug, 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 glug.
I think that's whiskey.
Yeah, that was scary.
Dude, vodka though is amazing.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go finish this off.
Okay.
Should I wait for my bit until he gets back?
Yeah, you should. My issue is that one, they're deconstructing the Jedi in a way that makes them look bad, and I think it was you or Ryan. Someone had said to me, if they deconstruct the Jedi, I'm out. And I totally.
I was there. Ryan is the one who said it first, but I agree with him wholeheartedly.
I think that's totally fair. Like, I think it's okay to point out the flaws of the Jedi because they had flaws, and they set that up in the prequels. But for them to be made out to be the villain, that's my problem. That is a big no-no.
For starters, one,
Strap in, everybody.
Yoda's
This is going to take a
still
while.
alive. Yoda's alive while this is going on. He is a millennia old. This is 1,000-year-old green seasick chihuahua with a cane. Okay? There's no way he's getting the Force wrong, because homie is there. That's the exhibit 1.
Homie was there when the Force was birthed.
Homie was filming the conception of the Force. He watched the universe.
He did commune with the Wills.
Exactly. He communed with the Wills so hard. Anyway, my next point about women not being accepted in the galaxy. What? Does continuity mean nothing to you? Go to that stupid force field temple and spend the next 1,000 years repenting, you degenerate fucks. Okay. Wrong. There's this entire series of games set around women in the Force. And so shut up, please. I understand you're in that weird space between the power vacuum between wars when the Sith aren't really around because of the Rule of Two and they kind of disappeared for a chunk of time. I understand that. The Jedi aren't the freaking bad guys because the power vacuum creates a need for security. If you're not going to pay attention to your own freaking lore, don't make the goddamn show. I am done.
That was a lot quicker than I thought it was.
That was a lot quicker, yeah.
Fist bump. I was trying to congratulate you.
Everyone can only
need to
see
fi-
my
you need to
screen,
fist
so
bump
you
the
gotta
other way.
you got to fist bump over there. Yeah.
Sure, I'm trying to see where my hand goes. Yeah, so you need a fist bump.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Wait, did I have this right? I have it backwards.
Ryan's too high.
This way?
No, the other way, but you're too high. Ryan, go to low. Yeah, perfect. There you go. You guys fist bump.
Boom. There you
Nailed
go.
it. Good
Okay.
job, people. Yeah, and just Taylor knows how I get about Star Wars needs continuity because what you're doing is you're taking so much of even the original fucking trilogy and making it no longer canon with simply the idea women are not valued. Suddenly, Sandra Amidala doesn't exist. Suddenly, Princess Leia wasn't an important figure.
I don't remember that ever being a thing in Star Wars. Like,
It's
ever.
not. That's
It
the
has
reason why
never
it's not
even
a-
been
it's
talked about.
Not.
Yeah.
It's not. They're
It's not.
making shit up for a political agenda because they can't create, they can only corrupt. Fuck, dude.
He's like, I already forgot. I can't leave.
I'm not actually that upset. It was a bit, but I am a little upset.
So, to end this off, because we've already exceeded an hour.
Star Wars is now gay.
I mean, they did say they were gonna make the gayest Star Wars. That came out from
Okay,
their mouths.
we're
They
gonna-
said that.
You can make really good gay characters, though.
Okay. We're going to do a follow-up. Next week's episode.
I'm gonna watch it. just to be angry.
All three of us are going to watch episode 3. And we're going to give our thoughts onto it.
It's
And
only 20-minute episodes, right?
no, it's 45 minutes.
Oh,
fuck.
I'm gonna need a barf bowl, aren't I?
Yeah.
I'm
So
gonna need to get the Captain Morgan.
in next week's episode, we
Oops,
will
give me some.
do a full in-depth review. So this might be a two-parter. But to end it off, Star Wars is dying. I have hope that it's not fully dead yet.
What do you mean
'Cause
it's
there's-
dying? It's been dying for.
There are
almost a
some good
decade.
things. Okay, Ahsoka.
It was dying, and then it was coming up, and then it was dying, and then we've had dips like this. It's been like this for about 5 years, and now it's finally dipping down. And
I
after
don't think we've
Mandalorian
ever
season
had
3,
anything
it's
that
dipping down.
bad.
I think everything that was being set up in Ahsoka was fucking awesome.
Ahsoka's dope.
I think that
I thought Ahsoka was okay.
The
I
last
thought it was
episode sucked.
alright. I didn't like the
you're-
last episode. I loved how they incorporated
If you
Anakin
like
into the
Star Wars
story as
Rebels, oh, that was dope.
that was awesome, but I feel like they not forced it, but relied on that episode in particular way too much to thrust the entire story.
Yep.
I'll be honest though, if Hayden Christensen ever does anything Star Wars ever, I will watch it.
I agree.
Oh yeah, I will too.
You guys
Mhm.
remember when he was rumored to voice Shadow the Hedgehog in Sonic 3?
I'd be down for that.
I was so hyped for that, and then it ended up not being true, and it's actually Keanu Reeves.
I'm okay with that too.
Yeah. Anyways, with all of that
I'm
being
sexy.
said, I hope you guys really, really enjoyed. And don't forget to check out our sponsor, Infinitus Digital Marketing, this guy right here. And if you guys liked what we talked about today, please go subscribe to our YouTube channel. Come back over here to Twitch, give us a follow, and check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, all by the same name, Schloink Studios.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes.
Disney, you can go get hit by a bus.
Thank you.
All right, bye, guys.